try to get this video done. I just finished working out in the park, and so I feel like this is the best lighting I'm gonna get right now. And so I'm trying to sit here and do my recap of the show. But these bees won't leave me alone. Oh my gosh. Okay, the bee's gone. Let's try to get this in real quick. Okay, so welcome back to my channel. So as you know, if you've been following me, I am doing okay. I really don't want to kill the bee, but he's not trying to leave me alone. Anyway, so you know that I've been doing recaps and giving my thoughts on the Readytolove DC season, and this is going to be for episode 5. A lot of people, including myself, were like, you know, are some of these people like plants? I fucking missed him, so he's going to be angry. I know I didn't. Boom. Sorry that you guys had to witness that, but anyway, so a lot of people were, ew, I got bee guts on my fucking notebook now. Disgusting. It's nasty as shit. I'm gonna have to take it off. It's not. I gotta take this off until I'm able to sanitize this. Cause anyway, even watching YouTube, it's hard to even know like what's real and what's another one. Okay, we're back. That was crazy. It was like 5 bees that just showed up after I murked that one. I can't do that again. First, I want to talk about, I watched an interview with Nephew Tommy on the Ooh Ladies First panel, and it was very interesting. The ladies had good questions for him, like all things we wanted to know, like are there industry plants, and he was like, no, the food just comes out. Like when people come, it just happens, and the cameras are on, and that's what happens, or whatever. So everybody was wondering if Corey was a plant, and Tommy says no. So, I mean, but they also asked him about the Tyrone and Carrie incident, and he felt like, he basically said that a lot of times men don't handle situations the right way. And so we're going to get into that later in this video because of what happened with Tyrone in this episode. Anyway, okay, so this is episode 5. This is the pool party. Shiloh has both Phil and Tyrone feeling her, which I think is interesting because I think it's interesting that they like Tyrone. Not to say that he's a bad guy, but he just seems like more of the type that I would just like be friends with at work. Like I would be friends with because I met him at work. Like he wouldn't be the type that I would meet out in a public setting and be like, oh, I'm interested. Nah. So it's interesting that they're actually attracted to him. And I'm jumping out of the window. I'm really just going off my own life experience when I say a lot of times I feel like women trauma bond. And so we'll meet a guy and he has like not even a sad story, but like just kind of issues that should be red flags to us, but we overlook them and try to see the good in the person, which, I mean, it's not always a bad thing, but like sometimes we're signing ourselves up for stuff that we don't even have to deal with, because just like Mumin said that she had daddy issues, she acknowledged that she had daddy issues, and she said that she doesn't let the little girl lead anymore. That is growth. That is identifying something that was your issue and working on it to overcome it. And so I feel like with Tyrone, he hasn't really worked through his issues yet. But when women meet people like that, we think, oh, you know, he's such a nice guy, and we look at the potential. But potential is just your fucking prerogative, because potential is really just some bullshit, because it's what you think about somebody, what you think they're, you know, capable of. If they don't believe that they're capable of those things, your potential means nothing. So anyway, I'll say all that to say that Tyrone just seems like somebody that I would be cool with, but I would not look at him romantically just because, no. And it came out in this episode, and I kind of like, I wanted to feel bad for him, but I kind of had to laugh because the shit was funny. I like Sabrina's response to it and everything, but dude, what are you doing? Everybody looked good at the pool party. At some point, Courtney starts finding these love notes all around at the pool party, talking about, you're my first crush. Whoever was leaving them was expressing their feelings to her. And so she's all excited, you know, she's like, oh my God, who do you think it is? And this is so sweet, da da da. And last week I said, Corey, this fucking better not be you. Like,
I don't understand. Like,
I just don't understand how long it takes you to catch on that everybody is going to talk about what's going on. Like, this is not your first week. Like, you should know this now. Like, anyway, Courtney finds the love notes, and Walter's telling her he think it's Corey, and she's wondering who it could be. She, you know, obviously she's flattered. I think that Corey is an Aries, and so it makes sense that Courtney is feeling him because that Aries Leo energy is something. You know what I'm saying? But Corey is not coming off as an Aries to me in this whole thing, so I'm gonna have to double check that because an Aries man usually is like smoother than this. I don't know what's going on. So then we go to Tyrone telling Shiloh that he was like, he could see her being his wife. And the way that she responded to that, I gotta respect her response as well. When somebody tells you something like that and you don't feel the same, it's really hard to figure out what to say to them. It's like somebody telling you they love you and you're not there yet. Like, what do you say? Thanks? It's a difficult situation. So props to her on how she handled that, because she was able to accept, to acknowledge it, and to let him know, you know, I'm still here for the process. Once again, another person reminding somebody that they're going to go through with the process of continuing to get to know other people there. Like, Tyrone, you just had a conversation with Carrie where you told her that you like other people than her, and you were so assholish about it that I don't even feel sorry for you in this episode, unfortunately, brother, because, like, so long story short, Shiloh just tells him, you know what, I appreciate that, I acknowledge it, I'm not there yet, and I'm about to keep getting to know these other dudes, pretty much. And so Tyrone continues to go on to talk to Sabrina and to tell Sabrina that he told Shiloh that Shiloh could be his wife. Why are you doing that? I just don't understand. Like, so then Tommy brings in two new singles, Sydney and Sean. Sean says he's 44. And Sydney is 33. I don't know about these people that say they 44, because I don't feel like Lamont was 44. I don't feel like Sean is 44. And I don't believe Corey's fucking 40. Anyway, so the ladies have the power this week, but there's an extra man and an extra woman. So they get thrown into the mix and they start to try to mingle. And so they're in like, they're sitting over with Camille and Zadia, and the two new singles are actually conversing back and forth with each other. And so Zadia and Camille was like, oh, we could just get out of here. And they were like, oh no, we were just trying to start a conversation or whatever. Camille promptly told the new guy that her boyfriend was Cornelius. Like, lady, that is not your boyfriend. Like, what are you doing? Really, lady, we gotta stop this. I think that if you don't stop this, you are going to be the next one to go home next week. So then Frank and Sydney had a moment, but the way that they aired that, it was almost kind of like Frank was trying not to make it known that he knew her already, because he said, I'm glad we finally got a chance to meet. Maybe they just run in the same circles and they always see each other, but then if y'all saw each other when y'all have met before, so it's kind of like, I felt like he was trying to act like they didn't know each other, but then she came out and said that they knew each other, and so they have a connection. And I think that that's going to be interesting as far as him and Aisha are concerned. But he was also eyeballing Aisha when she was talking to the new guy as well. And like I said, Camille, stop calling Cornelius your boyfriend. Then Camille like pulled him to the side and like called him a country bumpkin, called him a dumbass, told him he was an F student and was failing every test. Like, lady, you shouldn't really be testing him right now, because what Cornelius needs to be doing is to run far away from that kind of behavior, because if you're already like this, bruh, you're gonna be miserable soon. He's already walking on eggshells by the way that he allows her to make him act. He will not do stuff because he don't want her to see him doing it. Like, they're already in a relationship. Like, that shit is crazy to me. Maybe they already are together. I don't know what's going on. That shit is crazy. Cornelius young. That's wild. She cried she cried in this conversation. So Mumin and Corey get together, and Mumin likes Corey, and so she questions him about the love notes, because everybody's been talking about it, and Courtney was all talking about it. I mean, you shouldn't have sent them if you shouldn't have left them if you did not want anybody else to know about them. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? Damn, Corey, like, what the hell? So she asked Corey straight up about it, and this is why I also don't believe that he's an Aries, because as an Aries, he should have been more blunt about whatever it is that he was trying to do. She asked him a direct question, and he said, "Did you see me leave the love notes?" Corey, are you fucking serious right now? Are you really gonna sit here and act like, "Oh, did you see me?" So then he tries to, like, he evades the question, and he tells her, just focus on us. And then he tries to make her feel good and everything, and then he invites her to see his parents. Like, she's sitting here asking you about some shit you did for another girl, and you're gonna take her to see, like, that just is like one of those things where dudes think that certain things that they do can overshadow how much of an asshole they're being, or something else wrong that they're doing. Instead of fixing what it is that you fucked up, you want to try to butter me up with something else. No, sir. And once again, I don't know why you did not think that these women were going to talk. I really don't know what's going on. So Sean and Aisha go on a date, and they, I really, really admire Aisha's way of conversation. The way she gets down to brass tacks and asks those questions that, every woman kind of wants to know when you're serious about dating a guy. Like, she's doing a very good job asking these questions to weed people out. I think that her and Sean had some chemistry, but Sean wants kids, and so, Aisha doesn't want kids. So that's a serious conversation that has to be had as well. So that's kind of, they had a little connection, but that's a deal breaker, you know what I mean? So then we get to the women's wine bar. So everybody gets to talking at the table about who they like, who they don't like, who they feeling, who they not feeling. And Courtney talks about the love notes, and Mumin brings up the fact that she asked Corey about those love notes, and he did not answer the question. He basically acted like an asshole and was like, he basically evaded the fucking question. You know what I'm saying? And that's a turn off like shit. Like, I can't, you know what the hell you're doing. He knew what he was doing when he said, did you see me leave the love notes? Like, don't do that. I don't have to see you do that shit to know that based off of what the fuck you've been doing since we've been here, that you could have done this shit. And you in here talking to me like you want me. You done left this girl love notes. Mumin just explains that he been telling her that she his number one. You know what I'm saying? And so Courtney busts out about the meeting the parents. Mumin was like, he said the same thing to her. At that point, it was over for Corey. Like, it was over. Once you make women feel like we can't trust you, I mean, it's later for that. You know what I'm saying? This nigga asked both of the girls to meet his parents. What the hell are you doing? On top of that, anybody who watches Readytolove, isn't that like something that happens in the last part of the fucking season? My man Corey. So now we have Tyrone in the bottom and Corey in the bottom. I did see this coming. I did. So as they're going back and forth to the conversations, I'm listening. I'm like, okay, which one are they going to cut? Are they going to cut two? Like, what's going to happen? When Shiloh and Tyrone were talking and she got to the part that he wasn't ready to love, I was like, okay, bet. So damn, Corey made it to another week. And then changes to their conversation with him and Courtney, and his ass got the axe too. So Tyrone and Corey go home last night, and I gotta say both of y'all did deserve it. And they are like eating Corey up on the internet right now. I've seen some funny ass shit. We have to remember too that the show is the show, but these people are all still connected. So I could talk to you later if I wanted to. Like, Tyrone made it a point to let her know, you know where I'm at. So I'm interested to see how the reunion goes, because that's where we get to find out, like, really what happened. Like, who kept talking after they left the show, who was, like, secretly already knowing each other before they got on there. Like, all of these things and stuff are gonna, start to come out. Meet me back here next Saturday for the next episode. And I believe the men will have the power. This week, my top women are, I still like Sabrina. I like Aisha. I really like Aisha. And I like Mumin. Those are my top 3 women this week. And for the men, I don't know. The men didn't really wow me this week. It's like they just need to get their shit together. Like, I don't even know if we got any strong connections right now. Like, okay, we got Frank and Aisha. I think they're a good, strong connection. I feel like Sabrina and Walter are a good, strong connection, but we don't really see that much footage of them, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm not even really acknowledging Cornelius and Camille, because Camille is tripping. She's tripping right now. Anyway, I'll be back next week with another recap.